Know It All Nation, we have arrived. You are in tune to the greatest podcast that you may ever hear, the Know It Alls, with your usual suspects. Three guys that I love, two guys I love the most. Big Take, man, what's going on, man? How you doing, bro?
What's up, Mod? I'm good, man. I'm glad football season over with, man.
Football season is over. It's just beginning. This is
Man,
the beginning of it all.
it's over with for both my fantasy teams. It's over with for my Pittsburgh Steelers. I got one hope left in Ohio State Buckeyes, and all my energy goes to college basketball and the Cleveland Cavaliers, man.
I understand. Big G, man, what is going on, Big G, with the world? Where's Waldo look going on today, man? What's good with it, baby?
Hey, man, what's cracking, man? Hey, before we get started, man, I just got to say one thing, man. I want to give a shout out to my boy, DeMarco Thompson. His son, Dylan Thompson, from Sandy Creek High School in Georgia, won the state championship yesterday. His son starts safety for him. His name is Dylan Thompson. And that's the same high school that produced Megatron. So I just want to give a shout out. I talked to Guan yesterday, and he was all ears and eyes, man, for his son, man. So congratulations to Sandy Creek High School and then winning the state championship down there.
Shout out Squanny T.
Yeah, I saw you said that you were going to give him a shout out today on the program. And definitely, man, that's what we do, man. It's good to see the youngsters produce. Man, listen, we're about to get into some great stuff. But before we do, man, make sure that you like and subscribe. Like us on Facebook, subscribe on YouTube and Twitch so that when we go live, you'll definitely be there to rock with us, man. And definitely we're going to get into a whole bunch of sports talk today, man, because we got it. But before we do that, man, let's do this. We are here, man, the know-it-alls, man. Look, dude, man, it is crazy. First of all, man, it's been a crazy football season. I went back and I checked the tape, man, and just kind of listened to our predictions for this year. And one thing we did say, and I'm glad to hear that we put that on tape, was that it's going to be a whole bunch of crazy games. People who win by one, ties, teams that we think were going to be up, that's going to be down, and it has been all of that, bro, and more. We're going to start with Thursday night's games, the Rams versus the Raiders. Nobody, and I do mean nobody, could have guessed what transpired in that game. I know it made Tate happy. You know what I mean? I know Tate was smiling from ear to ear, but nobody could have believed that Baker Mayfield was going to come in and do what he did. I mean, that's crazy. Big G, man, talk to me. How'd you feel about this game, bro? How did you feel about seeing Baker Mayfield come in here and act out?
Man, I said it last night. And once again, I want to say thanks for the BTSC for having me on their podcast last night, man. But I said it last night, and I'm going to say it again. The same thing, I'm going to just repeat it. That it wasn't so much that Baker did an outstanding job. You know, he played the game he was supposed to play. Sean McVay did a great job with his play calling because he was in his headset. But, man, Derek Carr is cooked toast, man, as far as the NFL is concerned. I look for the Raiders to give up draft picks, players, whatever they got to do to move off of Derek Carr, man. He totally lost that game. He threw a goal, interception on the goal line. You know, that's unexcusable in NFL talk, man. So I give the Rams their props because they was playing with straight grocery baggers and other folks that, you know, wasn't even playing in the NFL about a year ago, maybe 2 years ago. They had a bunch of Kurt Warners. But, man, Derek Carr and the Las Vegas Raiders offense, man, something has to be said. You got the best running back in the NFL in Josh Jacobs, and you have probably the number one receiver in Devontae Adams and threw laid an egg. And it all came down to the play of the quarterback for the Los Angeles Raiders, man.
So, man, I mean, I honestly, G, can you say that it's all Derek Carr's fault? I mean, I think his head coach is trash. I mean, if you ask me, I think the head coach is just garbage. I mean, he's straight garbage. He boo-boo water. What has he ever done? I mean, for real, honestly. So I don't. And Derek Carr ain't played for the same coach in 5 years. Tate, man, what do you think about this breakdown? And what do you think about Baker Mayfield's performance?
I think you could definitely attribute it to play calling. The Raiders got uber conservative after they got up 13-3. I mean, you gotta give some credit to the Rams defense, but the Raiders was too conservative, man. When you get out on somebody, you gotta try and stay out on them, man. I mean, I think they was favored by 8 points by Vegas in that game. But McDaniels, what's his first name? The coach?
Josh McDaniels.
Josh McDaniels. Josh McDaniels. I mean, what would we have said if they had won the game? I mean, the Raiders had won, I think, 3 in a row.
Garbage. I mean, he's garbanzo. He's the if you lift that.
If they had won and been on a 4-game winning streak, you would have called him trash.
Tate, yes, G just told you what he's been doing all year. He's been laying multiple eggs. He is the juice at the bottom of the trash can. He is that bad. He's that bad.
No, I didn't say Josh McDaniels was bad. I said Derek Carr was bad.
Garbanzo.
Derek Carr did play bad, but I mean, as far as Baker Mayfield goes, I mean, Baker had a decent game, but then the last 6 minutes of the game, and it's kind of ironic that the score was the exact same score, exact same situation that the Monday night game was, the Thursday night game was. Tom Brady scored 2 touchdowns in the final 6 minutes to win 17-16. Yep. Baker Mayfield scored 2 touchdowns in the last 6 minutes to win 17-16.
Yeah.
Baker Mayfield is in his element. When he don't have to run a strict playbook. He didn't have to run a strict playbook because he didn't know the playbook. He just got there the day before.
Right.
We got to go out there and play loose and be that Brett Favre kind of gunslinger and just, see man open, throw man open. That's all he was doing. That's his game. Even back at Oklahoma, that's kind of what he did. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah. Bobby Conn just said, "Go Lions." Mayfield cost me 2 draft spots. Listen. I understand what you're saying, Bobby, but man, he came in there and he was supposed to do on Thursday night. Thursday night, he definitely showed up and got a win for the Rams, which is meaningless, but hey, it was a win nonetheless. The Minnesota Vikings at the Detroit Lions. I told y'all, boys, Detroit playing like that, man. Of course, Tate is Detroit against everybody, but I told you Detroit is actually starting to pick up the pace, and I would be scared. If you got Detroit on your schedule, I would be scared of the Lions moving forward because this is a good football team, and man, I'm going to tell you, Jameson Wilson. I mean, Jameson Williams. Is getting healthy. They're getting healthy at the right time. They still have Amon St. Brown. They got Williams, the running back. They got Swift. They got talent. And then the youngster over there from Michigan at defensive end is balling out. What do you think about this Detroit team, man?
Man, I think Detroit, that division, man, is in an influx of change. I think that I don't know if they have the quarterback. I can't say that if Goff is the guy, but Goff has been playing his heart out. But what I will say is that coach came in and changed the culture. And they have a massive amount of offensive talent, man. When you talk about Williams, the running back, Jameson Williams, the wide receiver, St. Brown. I mean, I was mad at him because I was like, how in the world did you trade T.J. Hockenson? And it's looking like they still throwing the ball all over the yard, man. So I think that Detroit is maybe a player or two away on offense, maybe a player or two away from defense. I'm high on them just like I am on the Bears. The Bears just don't have all the quality pieces that the Lions have. But in the long run, the Lions is going the right direction. And I got to eat crow because I thought for sure the Vikings would come in and wrap the division up. And They just they lost. They actually got beat. They didn't lay an egg. They got beat straight up.
So let me ask you, they got 4 games left, which are all 4 winnable games.
Yeah.
They win all 4. They're 10-7. Who wants to play them in the playoffs?
They would need help to get into playoffs, though. I mean, even at 10-7, they would need some type of help. They would need Washington to fall apart. They would probably need Seattle to fall apart in order for them to get in. But
they would need the Giants to fall apart.
Yeah, the Giants to fall apart too. So they would need some help. But
the Giants play the Giants and the Commanders play each other.
Yeah.
They still got the Eagles on their schedule too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So there are 2 losses there to be had. There are 2 losses there to be had for real.
Yeah.
Seattle, you know, I mean, they're winning right now, but I mean, they're losing to Carolina right now. But we'll get into that. But Tate, tell me what you think, man, about this Detroit team that we've been saying Detroit against everybody.
Hey, man, shout out to the homie Bobby Compton, man, class of 91, Lyman Senior High, man. He been a Detroit Lion fan a long time, man. And as far as, you know, the Detroit Lions, man, this is a good year for them. Right now, at 6-7, this is a good year for them. I mean, I like the way they play. They fun to root for. You know, they're probably the team in closest proximity to you know where I grew up and went to school at Lime, Ohio. So I kind of have a liking for them, man. I find myself rooting for them all the time. Right now, I would say they probably my second favorite NFC team behind the Eagles, and that's only because my brother liked the Eagles, so I root for the Eagles too. But yeah, man, they look good. Jared Goff is playing good quarterback. I mean, you could arguably say if the Lions go to the playoffs, I mean, well, the Rams won a Super Bowl last year trading for Stafford, but I think Stafford might be washed.
Yeah.
So, I mean, Detroit has a quarterback. I mean, I don't know if they need a quarterback as bad as I thought they needed the quarterback coming into this year. Stafford's playing really good. They got to shore up the defense. So if they draft it, they go get defensive pieces. I mean, I'm not – just because all the points they give up, Aaron Glenn, a defensive coordinator, for the former Texas A&M cornerback and New York Jets cornerback, I don't know if he's the guy. Maybe they get a new DC, a new scheme. But, you know, hey, the Jets is playing good ball. Not the Jets. The Lions are playing good ball, and I'm rooting for them. And you said they'd have to crumble, Big G, or one of y'all. The Giants, the Commanders, gonna crumble. Don't even worry about it. Gonna crumble.
I don't disagree, Tate. I don't disagree.
You're on mute, man.
You're muted.
Don't they have the tiebreaker against them? I mean, Bobby was saying something like that. I think they Detroit have beat Washington and they beat the Giants. Did they beat the Giants?
I don't think they did. I think the Giants beat Detroit head up in the regular season.
Okay, so they might have it against Washington. I know they beat one of them. And they had a tiebreaker there. So I mean, hey, y'all finished with identical records. That could be trouble. And that tie will come back to kind of haunt the Giants in Washington in that whole thing.
Bob Compton said that they got the tiebreaker against both the Giants and the Commanders.
Yeah, he did say that. So
he did say that, but I don't know if that's true. We would have.
It's his team. I'm sure he know who they beat.
Yeah, well, got the fact check on that one. But still, we'll get back to. I don't want to put that out there. This is one that I just can't believe. Ravens at the Steelers. The Steelers lost this game 16-14. How in God's green earth was this game lost? I'm gonna start with you, Tate. Talk to me, man. How the heck did the Steelers lose this
one? The defense. I mean, we can blame it on Mitch. Mitch moved the ball. Them 3 turnovers definitely is ultimately what cost the game. But that defense got to be able to stop the run, man. Tyler Huntley ain't passing the ball. The kid that came in that played in Oregon last year, don't even know his name. But he not passing the ball, and you know they running the ball, and you can't stop the run. So I attribute it more to that. Now, the interceptions hurt because 2 of them was in scoring range, field goal range, and a block kick, and Calais Campbell blocked the kick. We let him get in the gap. He probably only has the most kick blocks all time, and you let him get in the gap. So, I mean, I'm not going to call the Steelers dumpster fire, man. I mean, it's still my squad, but, yeah, you I mean, they owe it to themselves. We can blame it on Mitch, but they should have won in spite of Mitch, even with those turnovers, because they should have stopped the run. J.K. Dobbins breaking 55-yard runs and rushing for 120, and you can't stop Gus Edwards. And you got
carries, yeah.
You got a 3rd and 4 to get the ball back with 2 minutes left, and you can't stop. You know they're gonna run it. You can't stop the run. It's all on the Steelers, man.
Yeah, Big G. So we see your opening take here. You calling them dumpster fire, man. Talk to us about it, man. Let's hear it.
Man, I'm not calling the Pittsburgh Steelers dumpster fire, man. I'm calling Mitch Trubisky dumpster fire.
Oh,
I feel like I got the, like how the Saints used to wear the bag over the top of their head when they was called the Aints. That's why I got the dumpster fire bag over the top of my head or sign over the top of my head for Mr. Trubisky. Because if you saw my face right now, I feel like screaming and crying. That dude lost the game. It's on him, straight up trash, dumpster fire, whatever one you want to call it. We brought him in and he's freaking horrible.
Hey, Big G.
What's happening, man?
In the live chat, Bob Compton said Mitch is booty.
Yeah, he's whatever worst thing you want to say about Mitch Trubisky, that exactly is what he is. He came in and threw 3 freaking picks, man. Come on, dog. And I mean, I can say, okay, the block field goal, but we win. But, bro, you can't win when the quarterback is getting the turnovers the way he was getting the turnovers. Mitch is horrible, dog. Let's get him out of there. Let's get him out of there, man.
Big G, with Mitch being horrible, though, what you got to say about the defense stopping the run game?
Man, when they on the field all day long because you giving the ball to them and let them just run down their throat. Come on, man. The defense eventually is going to get tired. They held them to 16 points. That was miraculous based on how many times Trubisky gave him the ball back. Mitch Trubisky is freaking horrible, dog. We got to cut him, get rid of him. I better not see him on the Pittsburgh Steelers roster next year. That's all I know. Get him out of there. Put that dude in purgatory. I don't care. Let him go play in the CFL. I let in the CFL, the USFL, the XFL, but he better not be in the NFL with the dang on Pittsburgh Steelers.
Gee, tell us how you really feel, man.
I'm letting it be known. I can't even associate my face with Mr. Trubisky. He's freaking dumb. Get him out of here.
So the next game we had the Browns versus the Bengals. I know B Dirt is real happy about this one, man. You know, he got the Bengals. The Bengals got the dub. Deshaun Watson didn't play half bad today, man. 26-42, 276, 1 tutty, 1 interception. Not bad at all, man. I'm going to tell you, where has Nick Chubb and the running game gone for the Cleveland Browns? What is going on over there, man? That's the thing. I mean, Joe Burrow is going to do his thing, of course, 18-33, 239, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. Mixon had 14 carries, 96 yards. Samaje had another tutty. They doing it. They getting hot at the right time. They're 9-4. Man, talk to me about this Bengals team, Tate, man. Talk to me about it.
Man, I'd rather get my take on the Browns, man. You said Deshaun Watson had a good game. He had a decent game. And the fact that he just had a decent game is what's wrong with the running game. They gearing up to stop the run.
Right.
You know what I mean? I think that's excuse me. You paying what, about $45 million for that production and no wins, 0-2, yeah. only 1 offensive touchdown in 2 games.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not gonna say Deshaun Watson played well. I mean, maybe it's a good thing they got these last 4 games where he can hopefully knock off the rust and come in next year and be what we expected. But right now, I'm not gonna say he even played decent. He's expected to do more.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Big G.
Hey, well, the deal is also, too, is that the Cincinnati Bengals, I mean, they lost Tyler Boyd and T. Higgins very early in the game, and their starting tight end didn't even play. So for Joe Burrow to come up with the numbers that he came up with today was an amazing feat, man, and he finally got off the snod against the dang on Cleveland Browns, man. He was 0-4 going into the game. So now with him getting off the snod, I think the Bengals might be the hottest team in the AFC outside of the Kansas City Chiefs. So I wouldn't be shocked if the AFC Championship game is the Kansas City Chiefs versus the Cincinnati Bengals. It wouldn't shock me at all because Joe Burrow is playing some serious football. If they're able to come back off of injuries and get everybody back, the whole gang, T. Higgins, Tyler Boyd, you name them, if they're able to get them all back, hey, man, look out for the Cincinnati Bengals. And they have an outstanding defense, which is something that they built over the last few years with the culture in Cincinnati. Defense is outstanding, man.
Mm. So the next game we have is the Jets versus the Bills. Man. Jets. We thought they had rocket fuel in their tanks early in the year, man. And they were 7-5 coming into this game. But they beat the Bills earlier in the season. But yeah, this was all Bills, man. The Bills win this one 20-12. Mike White had 27 and 44 for 268, no tutties at all.
Yeah.
Knight rushed for 71 yards and had a touchdown. Garrett Wilson, 6 of 78. I mean, decent games, but hey, man, when you have Josh Allen getting out here, doing what he do, and that defense doing what they do, man, it's really hard for the Jets to come up with it. Josh he didn't have a very overly impressive game. He had 16 for 27, 147 in the tutty, but he also rushed for 47 yards and another touchdown. So that's a Josh Allen type day, man. What do you think about this game, Big G? Talk to me about it.
I mean, the thing is that Tate called, and I got to give him credit. He said that the Jets and the Giants would, as we get closer towards the end of the year, come back down to, who they really are, which I can't deny. But I will say that the culture in New York has shifted. It's just that the difference between the New York Football Jets and the Buffalo Bills is who's playing behind center. Mike White is serviceable. I'm not saying that he's trash. I'm not saying that he's garbage. He's a serviceable football player. But when you compare him to Josh Allen, I mean, they played in freaking snow. It was horrible weather today. So, I think that they held Stephon Diggs in check. Garrett sort of got his, so that was or equaled it out. But the game came down to who was playing under center. And I think that Josh Allen outperformed Mike White. And that's the difference. The Jets paid big money for a number 2 quarterback, Zach Wilson, that they don't even have him in uniform. So, until they figure out what's going on up in the center under there, I think the Jets have plateaued and hit their ceiling. They can't get any better than what they're already showing. Now, if they figure it out at quarterback, the Jets is a different team. But, Tate, that was a good call when you said about, the Jets and the Giants coming back down. And I think a lot of that had to do with the play of the quarterback.
All right, so we have, I don't know how to say his name, last name Corbin. He was saying, "What's up to Tate?"
No, that's not his. That's a her.
Okay, I don't know.
What's up? Shout out, Nick. What's up? Thanks for joining us.
All right. So next game we have the Houston.
Whoa! Time out, baby. I wanted to get my Jets take. Big G, give me props. I can't even get in and get some of the glory up.
Hey, listen. Go ahead and suck your glory up. Here, let me help you with it. Go ahead. You ready?
Yeah, man, I'm ready.
All right.
Big G. I mean, you're right about the culture. I think both the Giants and the Jets culture is trending in the right direction. But until both of them figure out what they're gonna do with quarterback,
yeah,
they're gonna be up and down. They're gonna win some defense. They got good defenses. They got some playmakers. They both got a lot of pieces in New York. They just don't have a quarterback. So when Mike White got hurt for a series or two, and I look at the flip to that game, and I see Joe Flacco in, I'm like, whoa, what is this really saying about Zach Wilson, who they spent the number 2 overall pick on?
Right.
And Dave Gettleman, the Giants, spent the number 5 overall pick on Daniel Jones about 4 years ago.
Right.
Hey, man, listen.
So wait. These teams have Baker Mayfield written all over them.
Yes, they do. Could be.
That's my take, man. Thanks, Big G.
Yeah, could be the starting quarterback next year in either one of those teams.
Listen, you guys. I'm gonna tell you this. To me, the funny thing about this whole thing is I don't think the Jets are as bad off. I don't think the Giants are as bad off as the Jets. I think Danny Dimes needs a consistent line in front of him and some consistent wide receivers. He just hadn't had that. I mean, Kadarius Toney was there, got hurt. Sterling Shepard, his number 1 wide receiver, got hurt. He just had a whole bunch of bad juju.
Who did the Giants get rid of?
Kadarius Toney.
No, you tell me what Evan Ingram did today.
Evan Ingram, okay, but listen. You could say all of that, bro, but a professional football team needs wideouts. That's part of it. Big G done said this so many times over. This is a
11 personnel. 11
This is a
personnel.
wide receiver league, man, and you gotta have wideouts to definitely get in here, man. But let's jump into this Texans Cowboy game. The Texans versus the Cowboys at AT&T Stadium. It's 23-27. We inked one out, man. I was talking to Big G before the start of the program today, man. I was just telling him, man, look, we slept walk into that game. We thought we was going to win. We win without showing up. And anybody who knows anything about football, you can't come into a game half playing the game. That's why we had so many injuries today. They were half out there playing. Michael was non-existent, you know. But, hey, man, if you're going to do something special, you're going to have a championship run. You got to win those games that are ugly, that are nasty. And this one was like Medusa and J.J. Walker ugly. It was ugly. It was plenty of ugly to go around. You know, I will say that, again, Tony Pollard is a star, you know, and the offense should go through Tony Pollard. I know Zeke is still our guy, and Zeke should get some catch up. He should get some catch up carries during the game. But, man, when I tell you, when you put Tony Pollard back there, that offense gets wide open, and it definitely turns into something else. I think we're a lot slower as a football team with Zeke in at running back. But yeah, again, we had some people get hurt in the defensive secondary. Of course, we had Hankins' shoulders hurt. We definitely had another cornerback. Well, Diggs went down for a second. We've had a cornerback in Brown go down, and we're activating another cornerback next week that'll help us because Kevin Joseph is not the – Boss Man Fat is not the answer. Number one is running around there like a chicken with his head cut off, and it's just horrible. But I do think, you know, to be a good football team, you got to win those games, man. Tate, what you got to say, man? You got anything to add on this game?
Nothing to really add, man. I mean, I think you gotta put some more respect on Zeke's name. I mean, Pollard is the better playmaker of the two. But if you don't got that bull going between them tackles like that, though, it don't necessarily open it up for him. If he was just the only running back, if he was the feature back, and you gave it him 20, 25 times a game, it wouldn't be the same. You need Zeke getting his 15 carries a game, whatever you do with him, just to put that physicality on the defense. My Dallas hater hat was on today. It was definitely on today. And when it was 23-20 and Dak threw that pick and they was inside to they would have won anyway. I think Lovie Smith, instead of trying to go for it down there, he should have kicked the field goal, went up 26-20, put pressure on Dallas. But the defense stood up and stopped them. They went 98 yards and got the W. Give it up to them.
Yeah.
You know, Damian Tate said the Cowboys aren't ready for the Eagles. That's going to be a dang good game Christmas Eve. That's going to be a great game, bro.
Hey,
I don't care what nobody say. Great game.
I want to say this for sure, though, man, about the Dallas Cowboys. They need to slow their roll. I ain't going to pick on nobody, but I'm just going to say a lot of Dallas Cowboy fans was out there. Well, look, y'all barely beat the Colts and blah, 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 blah. Y'all barely beat the most trashiest team in the NFL.
The 1-11-1 Houston Texans.
So all them Dallas fans bumping, talking about y'all barely beat the Colts, talking about the Philadelphia Eagles. Man, the NFL stands for not for long. You got to show up every single Sunday. So all them fans talking that yak, you need to slow your roll because anybody can beat anybody on a Sunday.
Yeah, I get
That's
definitely.
True.
I definitely would second that emotion. We got Tyron Smith coming back next week. James Washington played today, got blasted and dropped his only one catch. Like I said, man, Dak had 24 for 39, 284, 1 tutty, 2 interceptions. Both of those interceptions were not on number 4. I could say number 4 threw it excellent passes. It was tip drills. Defense came up with them. It was what it was. It was excellent defense. It's good offense, but excellent defense. And Damian Tate, I'm just gonna say it out loud so you can hear me. I won't even insult our little brothers. I'm just gonna tell you that's gonna be a game. And get this. I hate to say what I'm about to say, but I'm finna say it. I would rather lose this game because I know we're gonna see y'all again in the playoffs. Because whoever loses this game, this one that we play on Christmas, is going. Whoever loses that game will probably win the game in the playoffs. That's just how it goes. And I really want to see my Cowboys go deeper in the playoffs. But man, enough about my squad. Let's get it on to the Eagles versus the Giants. And today the Eagles took out the whooping stick. They spanked the Giants. I mean, they totally put it on the Giants. 48-22. Jalen Hurts, who I think will be this year's MVP. I think he's going to be the prevailing MVP. He was 21-31, 217, 2 tutties. Sanders got off today. 17 rushes, 144, 2 touchdowns. Of course, Jalen Hurts had 7 for 77. Antonio Brown, Antonio Brown. AJ Brown had 4 catches.
You still call him AB.
Yeah, we talked about AB earlier, man. AB out here cutting up.
Right.
AB out here cutting up. But yeah, man, talk to me about this Eagles team and that Eagles game, G.
They're the best team in the NFL. They've been the best team in the NFL for at least 8 weeks, maybe 9 weeks. Ain't no ifs, ands, buts about it. And the only thing that's going to stop them from getting to the Super Bowl is they're going to have a major injury. They're the best coached. They got the best defensive players. They got the MVP in the quarterback. They got a dog running back. They got 3 wide receivers. And, guess what? Dallas Goedert comes off of IR next week. So the Philadelphia Eagles, I'm telling y'all, for all them haters and stuff that's out there, the Eagles is the bomb squad, buddy. And I think that they got everything that they need to get that chip. So I give props where props is due. The Philadelphia Eagles is really all of that, man.
Yeah, talk to me, man.
Man, it makes me sad to talk about the Eagles, man. Because if you remember, though people that hear me talk know me talking about it 3 years ago. I said I wanted Jalen Hurts in the draft.
Yeah.
And we could have picked him. I think he went pick 52 to the Eagles. We picked Chase Claypool at 48, who's no longer with the team. I was in Steelers, in Steeler world, Steeler chats, places like that, saying we should get Jalen Hurts. Everybody, oh no, he's not going to be a good pro quarterback. He's not any good, But I wanted him, so I root for the kid because he's such an incredible leader, man.
Right.
He's a winner. He's a winner. The intangibles. He might not have the prettiest ball. He might not be the most accurate, but he's a leader. He's accurate. And he, like I said, he just and I agree with you, Ma. I think he is going to be the MVP this year, thus far. With 4 games left?
Yeah.
The only thing I disagree about what either one of you said is the Eagles can break out that same whooping stick on Christmas Eve. And then if they do meet again in the playoffs, they're going to beat them again. And it's hard to beat a team 3 times in 1 year.
It's too hard. It's too hard to do that. If you remember, I'm just finna tell you, we spanked the Giants twice in the season.
That first game was a close one. It was a Monday night game. At least went down. It wasn't a spanking.
Hey, we beat them twice.
You said spanked them.
Saw them in the playoffs, and guess what happened? They got us. I'm gonna tell you something. It's hard. It's dang near impossible to beat a team 3 times. Dang near impossible. You know what I'm saying? Because they get a chance to look at you 3 times, and these are professional people who sitting down with a clicker watching you, and it ain't just the easiest thing in the world to get past them, man. Veronica Rich before 50, Muhammad said, yes, true indeed. They looking like a rebuilt team. Definitely speaking of the Eagles, man, we're going to jump to this next ball game, which I told you, man, we all have the same feelings about these guys, man. The Jaguars, I mean, they're the most schizophrenic team. You don't have the same feeling. You didn't pick him.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. He don't know the rhythm, man. He don't understand how the ups and downs go. And he gotta understand when they hit a low, they're gonna have a high.
You gotta teach me the rhythm, man. I don't know it, G. I don't know it, man. It's one of them things, man. Trevor Lawrence is out here looking like sunshine right now, man. He out here balling. He running for touchdowns, throwing for touchdowns. Trevor Lawrence today was 30 of 42, 368 yards, 3 tutties, man.
Yeah.
Wow.
Because they bipolar,
and the boy ran for one. Boy ran for one today, man. It's unbelievable. 36-22. The Titans are going the wrong way, man. What is going on with the Titans, man? They're 7-6. Meanwhile, the Jaguars are 5-8. Derrick Henry today had 17 for 121. I think I can answer this, man. Even though he was 25 of 38, 254, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. The Titans always go as far as Ryan Tannehill. Ryan Tannehill is an Achilles heel, brother. He just is.
Bro, that ain't what happened. I'm going to tell you what happened. Derrick Henry had 119 yards rushing, and he was out there lightweight killing them. And number 50, the linebacker for the Jacksonville Jaguars, hit that boy so hard that after that, he didn't want to play no more. I think he had maybe 6 yards rushing or 8 yards rushing the rest of the game. Number 50 hit Derrick Henry harder than any player I've ever seen get hit in the professional NFL in a long time. He got popped.
Not harder than Christian Okoye.
He got man, that brother didn't want to play no more. After he got hit, after that, he fumbled. He took his helmet off and went on the sideline. He was like, don't put me back in there. Don't put me back in no more. I don't want him back in there no more, man.
Hey, Derrick Henry, probably the greatest running back in Titans history, right?
Yeah.
Who's the second greatest running back?
Eddie George.
And why he give it up?
Hey, because he started tiptoeing because Baltimore was
Ray Lewis hit him in his mouth.
Ray was knocking him out.
But Ma, you speak of the rhythm, like tell y'all to get the rhythm. That's the rhythm right there, man. You pick Ryan Tannehill over Trevor Lawrence.
Right. That's a never.
That was it.
Yeah, that's a never. and I'm gonna tell you something else too. Y'all, Buckeyes, don't get mad at me when I say this. But when Mike Vrabel got home tonight, Mike Vrabel looked around his house. Mike Vrabel said, man, if that boy lose in the playoff, man, I might pack it up and get up on out of here and head to Columbus, bro, because I'm tired of this, man. Vrabel, for the first time today, say, man, I might be headed to the CO to get the chip. He might have said that in his head today, bro.
I don't know about that. Mike Vrabel, the coach, man, and to get off of Ryan Day, that's a lot. But, that loss may do it, though. The loss may do it. Man, can you believe this? Kansas City versus the Broncos. The score is now 34-28. I left when it was a mollywhopping happening. They were getting skull drugged. It's 34-28, man. And Patty is going off, having a Patty day. 27, 41, 332, 3 touchdowns.
Big
G.
Here come the breakout. Tell us what Russ did, Mark.
Yeah, we're gonna get over to Russie. We're gonna get over to Russ. Russ had 23 of 36, 247, 3 touchdowns. And get this, I'm so mad. I didn't start him today, but Jerry Jeudy had all 3 of them. Oh, my God.
I started.
No. Marlon Mack had 1. Jerry Jeudy got 2.
Jerry Jeudy, 8 catches,
got 3 touchdowns.
Yards.
Well, Russ threw for 4 touchdowns then. Yeah. I say threw for 3. He had 2 for 3 when I was done watching, but he must throw for 4.
Rippin got in for 4 of 8. Russie might be out because Rippin is in.
Oh, well, Rippin threw 1 to Jeudy then.
Yeah, Rippin threw 1 to Jeudy. And he'd also thrown an interception already.
Yeah.
So being right now, I'm just saying, don't look now. Denver's actually showing up. You know what I'm saying? For the first time this year, we got a Denver Broncos. The ride might not be broke, Tate. The ride might not be broke, man. What you think, Tate? Talk to me.
Well, man, they didn't have no other choice. Like you said, it was a mollywhopping going on. It was 27-0 in like the second quarter. And then Denver got 2 touchdowns towards the end of the first half. So once they get down 27-0, they can't do nothing but open it up. You know what I mean? And Kansas City has a defense. I'm not sold on their secondary and their back end. So, it could be some opportunities there. And obviously there has been, and they've taken advantage of some of those opportunities and scored the most points they scored all year, 28 points.
All year. G, talk to me about this game real quick.
Man, Russ finally cooked a little bit of bacon and eggs, man. But the issue is that he got his boy Jerry Jeudy back, man. Jerry Jeudy is one of the most unstoppable wide receivers in the NFL. It's just that he hasn't been healthy. He's sort of small frame, but man, when you talk about you're gonna play this guy one-on-one, are you crazy? He's a top 10 wide receiver you would never want to play one-on-one. And Kansas City's game plan was we're gonna take everything else away and let Judy run against cover 1 and cover 0. And he was out there killing them. So that's why Russ killed, because Jerry Judy was out there killing.
Cooking. Russ was out there cooking. I know Sierra's in the audience, shaking it up for him, getting him hype.
Yeah, she's singing that Christmas song with no, with none of the undergarments on. And
she told Russ, "You have a good game. I'm gonna give you some of these goodies."
Boy, y'all wild. Listen, see, we got the Panthers versus the Seahawks. Man, the Panthers versus the Seahawks, and the Panthers decided to show up today. They rang the bell. The Panthers are winning right now, 27-17. 3 minutes left in the fourth quarter. So this is anything can happen, but the game's pretty much over. Sam Darnold, 15-25, 127, 1 tutty.
You picked the Panthers, didn't you? You picked the Panthers, didn't you?
No, I did not. I picked Seahawks.
You picked the Panthers, G. We all picked the Seahawks. Okay.
Yeah, we all picked the Seahawks. Yeah.
Definitely. In this game, man, the mighty Genos are struggling. Geno got 2 picks, 16 for 31, 176, 2 tutties and 2 picks. What G said earlier is the issue. No running game. Mm-hmm. Everybody gone. All of the running backs are out of here. And at this point, 9 for 26, 3 for 20, 1 for 2, 1 for -2. Right. It's bad. The running game, with no running game in a professional sport, you're going to have some problems. You're definitely going to have some problems.
DJ Dallas and Walker out. Come on, bro. It's over.
Yeah,
and the Carolina Panthers rushed for 224 yards as of right now. Yeah. They've rushed for 224
yards. Yeah, because it's different running backs getting it done.
Yeah.
And right now, with 8 minutes left in the game, I don't see any GOAT magic or GOAT milk happening here, man. It's 35-7. The 49ers are putting it on the San Francisco 49ers are putting it on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers back. It's 35-7. Tom Brady is 33 of 53 for 250, 1 tutty and 2 interceptions. No running game again, man. These guys are struggling running the ball, man. They're even being consistent in any way, shape, form, or fashion. While meanwhile, Brock Purdy is, over here doing his thug thizzle, doing what he did at Iowa State. Let me get you his stat line here. Brock Purdy right now is 16 of 21, 185 with 2 tutties. Definitely McCaffrey is 14 carries for 119 yards, 1 touchdown. Big news here, man. We'll get to here in a minute. I'll let G get to it. Brandon Ayuk, two catches, 57 yards and 1 touchdown, and McCaffrey has 2 catches for 1 touchdown, man. G, talk to us about this game, bro.
Breaking news for the San Francisco 49ers. Deebo Samuel probably has a broken ankle and will be out for the remainder of the NFL season. So those individuals that have Deebo Samuel in fantasy football, I hate to see what happened to that kid, man. He was on a little underneath route, and he actually fumbled on the play. But if you go back and watch the tape where they rolled up on his leg, man, you clearly saw it snap in half. And so he tried to put pressure on it and stand up. He couldn't. They had to wheel a cart out on the field. He broke out crying and looking at his teammates. He tried to give a thumbs up, but I think Deebo's probably done for the year, man, with a broken ankle.
And that's sad to hear, man. That's sad to hear. Tay, you have any comments about this game?
Injuries happen in football. Feel bad for Deebo, but at least he got the bag going into the season.
He did get the bag.
Hey, OBJ, get on out to San Francisco. Well, OBJ, get on out to San Francisco.
He can't play. He can't play until the playoffs, like we said, man. Definitely. So it's the playoffs where it'd be healthy enough to go. As we're looking at this whole thing, man, I gotta say this, man. We're gonna switch gears into college football. We did a piece about Deion earlier in the week. That's been hugely popular. But I want to say something, man. I mean, we're having people keep coming up to the forefront, like Deion sold his race out, man, or he sold the people of Jackson out when he gave over half of his salary. He gave half of his salary every year, those 3 years that he was there, to the actual college and the facility, not just to the football program, but to the college. You know what I'm saying? He gave his salary to the college, and we're finding out now that he went to big names like LeBron, Michael, people of those natures, and asked them to donate and to help. And these could have, everybody who's saying, oh, he should have did this or he should have did that and didn't put any money towards it. To me, I don't understand how you have a voice at this point. I mean, you could say, oh, well, Deion could have did this and he could have did that. But I mean, I would argue that he did what he was supposed to. He went there. He helped the HBCUs get some light. He improved the Jackson State program. Their facilities are greatly improved because he invested his own money into that, and definitely he left on a good note. And even the city of Jackson is even better for Deion being there. He put over $29 million in their community. The other thing to me that's just crazy is he's taken other HBCU coaches who were great, and now they're on his staff, and he's given them the exposure that they needed to actually further their career. I don't think that we should be sitting up downing him at this point and saying that what he did was wrong. I don't think he did anything wrong. I think he did everything right. And if we're gonna compare and say, "Oh, Deion, you should have did," Deion, you should have did, and you ain't put nothing in there, you don't really have a voice. You didn't put anything in. Right. You know what I'm saying? Right. So, G, let me hear what you got to say. I got some more, but let me hear what you have, G, about this whole thing.
Well, I got it. This is the issue I got, man. Don't be critical of Deion Sanders and don't say nothing about Brett Favre. Brett Favre should be arrested for what he's did and the turmoil he's done called down in the state of Mississippi. But you're critical about Prime, about him leaving Jackson in a way better place than what he started, and he's in bettering and making it an impact, not just on HBCUs, but on collegiate athletes everywhere. And at the same time, Prime's doing that, and he's being a great man, a great father. You letting Brett Favre then stole hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars from the state of Mississippi. And ain't nobody said nothing about what's going on with Brett Favre, but everybody is on Deion Sanders. So until you got something to say good about Prime, y'all need to be quiet and start paying attention to what's going on with Brett Favre and him stealing that money down there in Mississippi, which, Agreed. By the way, is only a few miles apart from where Jackson actually is.
Agree. I totally agree. 100%. Tate?
I don't disagree with either one of you. I think it can be both and, though. I mean, I feel like, Deion's not wrong. Deion didn't do anything wrong at all, period. He did what coaches do. But I think when you look at it from a Jackson State perspective, I think they feel like Deion sold them dreams. I think they felt like Deion was going to be there for 10 plus years and be, kind of a career coach there. I think he kind of sold them that dream. I ain't saying he said that, but I feel like when he went to Jackson State, had the first season, second season, I felt like he was making us feel like that's going to be his home. And he's going to get that program up to a point where they could be good enough to compete with Division I teams, Power 5 teams, because of the type of players he was bringing in there. You know what I mean? So like I said, I mean, he didn't do anything wrong. He did what professional coaches do. Now, it seems like in some of Jackson State's angst against him, I think they feel like he used them. Deion wasn't finna go into a Division I school and get a head coaching job immediately. He went to Jackson State. His cachet and his fame got him the job. We know he knows football. Got him the job. He did well, and then he left. I mean, so was that the plan? Deion must have always wanted to be a head coach. He could have went to any Division I school in the country and been a secondary coach, a defensive back coach, any of that. He chose Jackson State to be head coach. Mm-hmm. He parlayed that into a Division I head coaching job. Mm-hmm. Didn't do anything wrong. But I can see how some people feel that way.
Right.
Yeah, and I mean, when you say, I mean, the 60-minute special, he talked and he was there. He was on 60 Minutes and he was saying how, definitely He felt like he was chosen to be there and do what he did. But they asked him, if a Power 5 came knocking, would you entertain the offer? He even said it there. He set expectations. There was no, I don't think anybody was like under any type of like delusion that this man won't leave to coach somewhere else. And I mean, honestly, Big G mentioned this, and I'll stand on my footstool on this. Is the gist of the matter is that, bro, I got a son that play quarterback. I got another son that play defensive back. I want to get them into the league.
Right.
I could do it here at Jackson State, but I dang sure could do it in Colorado. I want them to get that look. And get this. I have another daughter. I have a daughter who's playing basketball and who's at these subpar facilities that I'm building up, that I'm leaving here. I didn't take none of my money back. Get this. Something else that nobody else mentions. He's still going to pay the university $300,000.
Right.
300. Right. Come on, man. What else you want, man? I don't get it. What else do you want?
Hey, what's his name? Shakur Sanders?
Yeah.
His son?
Yeah.
He could have transferred out of Jackson State and went to just about any school he wanted. He could have the transfer portal, went to a D1 school.
Yeah.
Deion didn't have to go for him to go somewhere.
That's correct.
And then I don't know what his salary was, but that money wasn't nothing to Deion. That's extras. I'm not. You're not making it like
saying that, Tate. You're saying that, Tate, but it's still his. So you can't say what it is and what it's not. It's his. If I got $50 million and I'm getting a paycheck making $3,000 a week and I give that up to charity, it's not really doing nothing to me. Yeah. Okay. But
you know what?
It's his to give. You're
right,
not understanding what I'm saying.
This is my issue too with this, man. Nobody is critical when Ryan Kelly left Notre Dame to go to LSU. Nobody is critical when Jimbo Fisher left Florida State to go to Texas A&M.
But Big G,
ain't right.
But Big G, the whole perception of it is different because Deion went to this HBCU.
Okay.
Deion. I mean, when you go from Notre Dame to LSU, you go from Florida State to Texas A&M, you just jump and shit on those individual kids. Like I said, Deion didn't do nothing wrong.
Yeah,
but a lot of the culture feel like Deion did the HBCU wrong because he came in acting like he was this is gonna be my job.
Well, he did do his job. Prime, people forget Prime was there for years. It wasn't like he was there 1 or 2 years. Prime was there. Prime changed the whole culture of HBCUs now to where legitimately kids in the HBCUs are going to get NFL looks. They're straight up going to get an opportunity to play in the league just because of the combine stuff he did, the stuff he did with Dwayne Rock Johnson for the Rock,
Big G, Big G. With him leaving, all that exposure leaves for them HBCUs and those players. The same caliber player not going to go to these schools now because Deion's not there. Like I say, it's not Deion's fault.
But you still had players at Florida A&M that are on professional rosters right now. You had players like Michael Strahan from TSU that are on professional. They're still going to get professional looks. They were getting professional looks before Prime came. Prime just opened the light, turned on the lights to what was there. And you can't, for that, you have to thank him. And you have to be grateful for that. College game day and Eddie George has always been coaching there. How long Eddie George has been coaching right now? 4 or 5 years now?
I think this is his 4th year.
Yeah, 4 or 5 years. But he ain't Deion. Deion's one of one. So the reason why Deion has all this electricity around him is because he's Deion Sanders. You know what I'm saying? When we
exactly, and that's what he takes away, and that's all I'm saying.
I get that he takes that away, but get this, he brought it there, shine light, everybody benefited. Then he's leaving
for these past 3 years. They benefited. Now the light is. If it's not off, it's dim. That's all I'm saying.
Well,
I keep saying Deion didn't do nothing wrong, but quit trying to put him on a pedestal though. He don't deserve to be on no pedestal.
I don't think we're putting him on no pedestal.
No, we not. You trying to?
I don't think I'm putting him on a pedestal. I'm just saying that as a man, he did what he felt was right for him and his family, and that you cannot contest that. There's nothing you can't go at that and say, oh, because he did this, he's a bad dude. No,
Well,
you said it yourself.
I didn't say he's a bad dude. I keep saying Deion didn't do nothing wrong.
Right.
Deion did what coaches
I'm
do.
saying he did what he was supposed to do.
What's going to happen though with Prime, and I'm gonna be very curious to see how this plays out. There's going to be another great NFL player, like great, that's going to want to coach, and he's going to go to a HBCU. He might not have all the light that Prime had, but he's going to have some light. And I think that Deion actually created this culture now where in the HBCUs will become cradles. They will become places where coaches who were great players might not have had an opportunity to coach at a higher level. They'd have to be an assistant or this and that, where they can actually go to a program and turn everything around and then jump from an HBCU to a higher program. So I think Deion created a trend because I look for one of these other great coaches, guys that I know that's out there that want to coach, that won't get an opportunity to coach at a big time Ohio State, Michigan, Florida State, Texas A&M, that might have to go to a cradle school and an HBCU, have an outstanding 2-3 years, and jump to a major university.
Look at how long
I like that out of Deion.
Big G, I love that, Big G. I love what you're saying right there, man. I think it's an excellent take.
But
I think it's an excellent take. But look at how long it took Eric Bieniemy. Eric Bieniemy should be a head coach somewhere, man. Look,
he should, but Eric Bieniemy is not Deion. He doesn't have that cachet. That's what I'm saying. So just to say an average player gonna go to an HBCU and coach, they're not gonna get the players, Big G. They're not gonna get the exposure.
Right.
So even if they get the opportunity, it's not gonna be the same thing. I did hear what he said. He said, "Coach." He said, "Good players are going to be able to go without coaching experience, maybe go to HBCU and prove themselves. But they won't prove. They won't have Prime's name, Prime's platform, and get those caliber players to do as good a job as he did." And I told you, he's going to Colorado. Colorado was 1.75% Black student body population.
Listen, I don't even want to hear that. Dr. Umar had that same stat. But get this. Deion ain't just impacting African-American kids. He's impacting kids. And that's good. You know what I'm saying? We shouldn't. I hear the argument because I know I got to hear the argument because I'm Black. But the gist of the matter is everybody's just as important as everybody. You know what I'm saying? And if this man is helping my neighbor's kids as well as my kids, he's doing a difference. He's doing a service. I can't be mad at that.
I don't think we'd have the same take if Deion went to an Ohio Northern University and was the coach there and left there. You know, the people feel some kind of way because they feel like they use this HBCU used as a stepping stone. Yeah. Like again, he didn't do anything wrong, but that's what people are feeling.
Yeah, but that's okay because it should be, because like I said, go back and look at the Urban Meyers. Go back and look at the Gary Mollers. Go back and look at the Bo Schembechlers. Go back and look at history. They all started, at one point, where we're from, right here in Ohio, Miami of Ohio, Bowling Green State University, University of Toledo, Akron, Youngstown State. That was considered the cradle of coaches. That's how they got to big time school.
Bo Schembechler started at Miami.
Yeah.
Nick Saban got it started Toledo. Urban Meyer got it started Bowling Green.
Correct.
So you're right about that.
So that's why I say that I think that now you're going to have an opportunity where guys who are good to great players in the league might not get a shot, and they might have to go to HBCU, do what they do, and then get a shot at a big-time program.
I love the take, G. I absolutely love the take. And Tate, I just want you to know, I love your take too. I love your perspective. It's good. I think, we should have healthy debate about it. But at the end, I just hate misinformation. I hate all of the hate that's going around about the whole thing, because it shouldn't be. That should you feel slighted because y'all dated for a minute and he ended up going to somebody else? Okay, all right, yeah, I can see that. Your feelings could be a little hurt, but it's for the best. Y'all both mutually came up together. Y'all both got something from it. Walk away. Let's just kiss and say goodbye. Yeah. And it shouldn't be any hard feelings, because each side mutually benefited. I mean, Jackson State as a university and as Jackson, Mississippi as a town has benefited from Prime.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah.
for those 3 years they have.
Yeah.
And I just gave an alternative take. I'll be root for Deion in Colorado. I'm not against him because for the 16th time I said he didn't do anything wrong.
Right,
But
I agree.
but
I totally
but that revenue, that exposure, and everything he brought to Jackson State and HBCU is about to be gone for a while.
I agree with that. So let's look for the next prime. That's all I'm saying. There's going to be another prime coming.
Definitely. Well, Tate, man, I see you wearing your Cavs gear. Let's switch gears and talk about the NBA. I'm gonna tell you something. I feel like locking the Mavericks in the daggone arena and making them shoot free throw. I was talking to Tom about this the other night. Man, ain't no way y'all should be missing this. I mean, what is 70% from? It just doesn't make sense, bro. Like, I mean, and by the way, welcome Kimber Walker back, man. Kimber, welcome back. But bro,
I don't even know why we're giving Kim a shout out, man.
I don't see how you just help me out, man. You missing
the Mavericks is trash. That's what they did. They trash.
Let's not do that, G.
The Dallas Mavericks are trash.
Let's not do that, G.
Oh, it's the truth. They trash.
Oh,
they got one guy. They got one guy that they're trying to prop and push for an MVP, and he's not even an MVP caliber player. He's not even top 5 MVP caliber player.
After
he's
I
not.
give you, look, you know what's
he's
funny?
not. They're pushing him. The league has an agenda. Listen, if I voted for the top 5 right now, if I voted for a top 5 MVP, he wouldn't be in it. It would be Jason Tatum, Zion Williamson, Devin Booker, Giannis. Do I need to keep going? He's just the only guy on his whole team. Everybody else is trash.
Pump your brakes, Big Chops. Luka averaging 31, 8, and 8. That's MVP talk all day.
On a team that's not barely 500. Who cares?
They are 500.
Who cares?
13 and 13.
Who cares? If I'm on barely 500 team and I'm an 8 or 9 seed or 10 seed, who cares?
Russ got the MVP on a 500 team.
I'm so glad you brought that point up because what happened was, and I'm going to make this point.
This sounds like a lot coming. What happened?
No, check this out. Russell Westbrook was backlash from a Steve Nash MVP. I'm telling y'all, go back and look at the history of the league. When Steve Nash won it, the deal was the best player was on the best team. Shaquille O'Neal got robbed. He should have won them MVPs. So when it came back around and to try to level it out, the league gave Russell Westbrook the MVP because he had a triple-double.
17 years later?
He was that, and that's how things go in the NBA. That's how things go in the NBA. The cycle and the issue was Russell was not the MVP.
Come on, man.
Now here it's now again, and this guy's playing on a subpar team.
I don't want to hear
they suck. Dallas suck. And like I said,
how do
Jason
they suck,
Tatum,
G, when they're 13 and 13 and 10
Jason
plays?
Tatum is the MVP.
Jason Tatum is we won't disagree with that.
Yeah, I agree with that, but you call Luka trash.
He's not top 5 MVP. He shouldn't be first team All NBA.
He's top 5 all
Big
day,
G.
bro.
31, 8, and 8.
You know first team NBA guard should be this year?
Bro,
Donovan Mitchell and Jason Tatum
8 and 8
should be the guard.
G, 31, 8 and 8.
I could care less. He can average 50. They freaking suck. You play to win basketball games. You don't play for stats. You play to win. They suck.
Tate, do you hear this? Do you hear? I mean, he's made some exceptional takes. He's made some exceptional takes this time. Suck. But now it's the Big G stuff is happening again. I mean, he just can't.
Hey, I mean, the Golden State Warriors is 14 and 13. We gonna say Steph Curry ain't an MVP candidate?
No, the Golden State Warriors can't win on the road. That's their issue. They're
14 and 13 is their record.
Steph's not an MVP candidate.
Okay,
he's not this year. Steph's still a great player.
Is he all NBA player?
Second team, maybe third.
Okay, it's only 3 teams. Is he all NBA player?
Yeah, second team, maybe third.
Okay,
but then you can't say that Luka's not.
So Luka should be second team, maybe third. They trying to push to say he's the best player in the league.
He's definitely not trash.
He's not first team All NBA, and he shouldn't be in the vote for the MVP.
G.
He ain't first team All NBA.
So G,
Donovan Mitchell and Jason Tatum should be the guards. Donovan Mitchell and Jason Tatum are the guards. Matter of fact, Jason Tatum's the MVP.
Thomas said there's only a handful of teams in the league that are 5 games over 500. It's hard to win games in the league right now. Great point.
Man,
that's a great point.
He's overrated. He's overrated. The Mavs are trash.
They're not trash, bro.
Thomas just said it in his comment. The Mavs suck.
That's sarcasm.
The Mavs would be in the play-in right now.
Yeah,
in the play-in, and you got an MVP, and you in the play-in. They suck. They suck as a team, and he don't have nobody else on his team to help him. Nobody. See, I'm biased as a mug when it comes to him because they pushing an agenda. They're pushing an agenda for him, and he's not all that. If he was on a team where he had another dude or 2 dudes, he would be an average NBA player.
Well, let's go ahead and get to the records right now, man. The Celtics payday. I hope you watching, bro. The Celtics are 21-6, and you said they would barely make it this year. I don't know what you was drinking. The Bucks 19-6, the Cavs 17-10, the Nets are 16-12, the 76ers are 13-12, Pacers 14-13, Hawks are 13-13. Don't look now, your team you left, the Knicks 13-13, the Raptors are 13-13, and the Heat are 12-15. In the Western Conference, we got the New Orleans Pelicans at 18-8. The Grizz are 17-9. The Nuggets are 16-10. The Suns are 16-11. The Kings are 14-10. The Trailblazers are 14-12. Clippers are 15-13. The Warriors are 14-13. Jazz 15-14, and the Mavericks are 13-13.
Garbage.
We're looking at a tough NBA schedule and a tough NBA. The games are getting a little bit harder, man. I mean, really. Tom says speaking on teams with the Mavs right now, and he said trash.
The Mavs is trash. Thank you, Thomas. They trash.
Damian Tate said, you said it, Big G. Luka has no help.
Yes.
Definitely getting these comments in here. Thank you guys for commenting. Literally, I don't think, again, we're gonna get off of Luka, but I don't think Luka's trash. I don't think the Mavericks are trash.
They got it.
But talk to me about the Cavs, bro. How the Cavs looking?
Man, the Cavs is one team at home and one team on the road, man.
Yeah.
Donovan Mitchell's missed the last 2. I think they got the best home record. They're like 11 or 12-2 at home.
Yeah, they do.
And then so if they got 10 losses, that means the other 4 or 5 wins. They're like 4 or 5 and 8 on the road. So but they still trying to come together. Kevin Love been out the past 3 or 4 games. They lost Dean Wade. Donovan Mitchell missed the last 2 games.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a lot of they haven't had a consistent lineup roster yet. I mean, I can see the makings of a really good team. Boston Celtics have 6 losses. They lost last night. But the Cavs beat Boston twice. Two of Boston's 6 losses against the Cavs.
Correct.
That's good. That's good. Damian Tate said Luka for MVP.
Smoking Bamba. Smoking Bamba.
There's no
way. There's no way, man. The MVP of the league is Jason Tatum.
No, Luka's definitely MVP candidate, though.
He's the candidate.
Zion Williamson should be up there for running for the MVP. Zion is balling right now. Matter of fact, I would be scared of the dang old New Orleans Pelicans.
What's Zion's stats?
Yeah, get that while I asked Tate this question. Thomas said, was expecting Mobley to make the leap this year. What's going on there?
Mobley missed the last part of training camp, so he was coming in late. When he started the season, that was like his training camp. He's doing good though. He's his defensive president. Last night's game, he had 22 and 12. I mean, I think he's averaging like 15, 8 with a block and a half a game, 3 assists a game. Evan Mobley in the next 2-3 years is going to be a top 10 NBA player.
Yeah,
agreed.
I got Zion's stat line if y'all want to hear it.
Yeah, I do.
24.5 points per game, 7.2 rebounds per game, 4.3 assists per game, 1.3 steals per game, 1.6 blocks per game.
Okay,
so I hear Luka averaged more points, more rebounds, more assists. That's what I hear.
Luka's the Dallas Mavericks is trash, bro.
What?
They trash.
Okay,
Full
that's your
trash.
bias, bro. That's your bias. That's your bias. All right, listen, you guys, we on our parting shots, man. Give me. I know Tate is probably not ready, so I'm gonna let him get ready, and I'm gonna go with G, man. G, give me your parting shot for this week, bro.
Man, my parting shot this week is congratulations to Caleb Williams winning the Heisman Trophy for the USC Trojans, man. You could tell he was visibly upset last evening to not have an opportunity to play the college football playoff. He even made a reference saying, I get this, but these three guys that's sitting with me has got an opportunity to go get the thing that I really want. He looks like he's determined. As a young man, he talked about his journey, talked about how his dad set up a plan for him to start after his 8th grade year or 9th grade year because the coach said he couldn't get in the championship game because he was too small. And so I think that he put him on a pathway to become a success. And I know as of right now, NFL general managers and owners are salivating for an opportunity to get Caleb Williams, man. He's got to come back to college next year to play another year at quarterback. But I got to give him a shout out where shout is due. And also that young man was rocking a Boss Gucci Adidas suit last night, man. And I had the stripes running down the side. So, congratulations to Caleb Williams and him winning the Heisman Trophy, the 8th trophy for the USC Trojans in their history.
Love it. Love it. Big Tate, man. Parting shot.
Yeah, just to piggyback real quick off what Big G said, man. Yeah, shout out to Caleb Williams, the DMV and PG County's very own from right out here where I'm at. So, big ups to Caleb Williams. But my parting shot is, man, I just want to say, man, I'm convinced now, man. I'm going to say Shaquille O'Neal, man, is the best center to play professional basketball. If you haven't watched the HBO documentary called Shaq, check it out. It talks about Shaq from the beginning when he was born, a little baby to his mom, all the way through his professional career. And Shaq said, you can have a list and name 10 to 15 of the best players of all time. But he said, I'm only one of two people that was the most dominant basketball player ever. And that's true. That's him and Will Chamberlain. So, check out that documentary. Big ups to Shaq. He does a lot in the community. He's really, he's such a dominant guy on the court and was so Shaq Diesel all the time. But he's really a nice guy, man. Check it out.
Genuine human being. Genuine human being. I love Shaq, man. My parting shot, as always, man, I thank you guys for watching and rocking with us, man. Definitely, I want to send my parting shout out to the 3rd Texas running back to ever win the Doak Walker Award. Bijan Robinson, I'm a little upset that, Texas had a subpar year. We went 1 or 2 more games. Bijan sitting in the suit and pushing and giving Caleb a run for his money. Caleb deserved the Heisman Trophy. He absolutely did. I just really wish Bijan would have got a look at it. Definitely, I think it's one of the most electric running backs I've ever seen in my life, and that's saying a lot, because I've seen some great ones. I think he's probably your next great back that you're going to see on the college level. On the professional level. He's electric. He got the moves of a little man, the strength of a big man, and the speed of a wide receiver, and the hands of one too. So he's really, really good. He's really, really, really a good running back. Looking forward to seeing him. The Sportscaster said, I agree. You should watch the Shaq doc on HBO Max. Definitely, we're going to get it in. You guys, man, I really appreciate you for just rocking with us, man. Make sure that you like and subscribe, man. Like and subscribe. Like us on Facebook, subscribe on YouTube and Twitch so that when we go live, you'll definitely get those notifications. And we're also on Twitter, man. Make sure that you watch us on Twitter and you see what Big G is all about. You know what he's trying to tell you to do. Tate said that's his last bit of football business that he got to tend to is the Bucks. So until then, man, it's your boy Mod for Tate and G. We out of here. Peace.